No, within the week, I was taking a retreat and I had a very shocking encounter. They took me to a grave. A grave. And if you have ever had any dream that pertains to the land of the dead, there is a mood inside that place. There is a fear that is around the realms of the dead. And they showed me a lady. She had a picture inside that grave, and behind the picture she wrote her name. And I was watching in amazement what is going on. Fear was in me in that dream, because I was in the cemetery. There are many graves there, but they went to show me one grave, and I saw she wrote her name. But on the picture, because now she has become bones, only skeletons were there, but on the picture it was a very pretty damsel. Under that name she wrote Abuja, and I read it, and the Spirit whispered to me. He says, in the afterlife now, her one regret and yearning is that let there be a remembrance of her. Let there be a memory of her in the place she's heading to. But you see, inside that place, in the grave, suddenly your Brazilian hair has no weight again. Inside that place, that your flashy SUV, all of a sudden the spirit realm has no need for auto transport, because in that realm transport is by the mind. You think of a place and appear here. Then you will find out that the Nigerian mint is not a currency in the realm of the spirit. So everything you labored for has become a waste. And if God didn't help you to secure an identity for yourself while you are in time, you will enter that place and stand naked, full of shame. Your memory is lost forever in time and also in eternity. Hi. Time cannot trace you. Eternity cannot find you. So at the end of the day, it was a wasted life. A life without bearing. A few months ago, friends will be hailing you. Your pictures harvested 10,000 likes, and boy said you are hot. But where you are currently, there is nobody putting accolades on you. It's a realm of silence. And fear began to grip me. I began to meditate on how she lived her life. I began to think upon the things that took her to where she is currently, and I found out she has no inheritance, no legacy in Zion. Even time where she wanted to keep her things. If you give your life and waste your life on men, some of you is a boy, a girl, boyfriend, girlfriend, my fiancé, my this, my bestie, all kinds of things. Do that thing and find out that when the roll is called up yonder and Zion demands your heart, in that time where you transit this realm, you will find how easy it is for men to move on without you. People who thought that their husband will never forget them, the husband got married 1 year after she died. That's when it became clear that if it's marriage that is all she had, she didn't have anything. At the end, let me tell you one truth. We are all dying. The journey of life, what you are calling a birthday is another step to the grave. It took wisdom for the immortals to put wisdom in the heart of a man. So he says, teach us to number our days, so that through that we may incline our hearts unto wisdom, so that we will know that is death I am approaching. So somebody say, hi Baba, we have to paint the city blue. And what is he celebrating? Birthday. He became 30 and he went and got himself drunk, and he looked upon a red wine and lost consciousness, and then he began to fall for the yearnings of immorality. He did not know that that birthday is a time to meditate, to be thinking the journey so far. What do I have as a legacy? If I die today, what will be remembered of me? So when the immortals ask me that question, my answer to them is, I know all the world will ever say of me is that I wasted my life for God. They will look at a young man. I graduated with a second class upper, almost a first class. My MSc was top notch, and a job came immediately for me in Plateau State. Even my parents are not carried along in that matter, because I already knew the will of God. And I knew it would be between me obeying God or following after many things. And let me tell you one truth. You will never find what you are following. It has been designed to keep you busy, busy and busy and busy, until you meet an unexpected end, so that men will be cut off in the middle of their pursuit. And then the idea is to make sure that in your evil day you are unprepared. You will be trying to carry something, then your last breath will be taken. So many people are rushing to go and attend one wedding in Maiduguri and got an accident and died. What will my friend say if I don't come for the wedding? I know that girl, she will not. And then that becomes why you died. It's been a while we got this real with ourselves, but they showed me a lady. They showed me a lady, and I saw that that picture is an attempt. She thought that that thing can give her some introduction in the realm of the dead, but in that place there was no legacy. Very soon, when all this drama has ended, we are all heading to the realms of the dead. And that is where many of us will realize what you have lived for. It was Stephen. He was being killed, stoned to death, the pain of the persecution. And then he opened his eyes. Although he's wasting physically, he said, I see the heavens open, and I saw Jesus standing. God himself cannot sit down for this one to enter. So even God stood up to give him obeisance. You died well. At the end of the day, I'm repeating this. At the end of the day, your appointment with death will be unplanned for. Just live every day like your last. The famous prophet TB Joshua just finished a very powerful meeting. Was going to prepare for second service, and then he was in his office. According to the story we read, he was in his office probably meditating. Who would have told him that death is locking upon him while he was preaching? Lord, I will waste upon your altar. I will always following you. At the end, that song no one will say of me. There's so many things to follow, but I live following you. In life, going there. What are you following? What are you following? If you be honest with yourself, it's a questionnaire. Just take 1 minute, only you. Enter inside your spirit and lock that door. Carry the Bible and start filling it. What are you following? Your life so far has been powered by an ungodly appetite. Lord, I have to be successful. I have to prove a point. I am not a failure. Who called you a failure? These are the weights on the sons of men, the cares of life. But there is a formula. It says just seek first the kingdom. Seek to be right with the dictate of the kingdom, and all these things can be added to you. I found out something. I found out the earth was programmed to serve the creatures of God. So the sparrows, the bird, they don't have to plant, they don't have to buy land, they don't have to till the ground, they don't have to sow, they don't have to reap, they don't have to save what they have harvested from their farm. Throughout the year, God gives them food. I found out that that thing that grew, that you called waste, you say it's weed and it's waste. I found out it is food for goats. And I found out God was feeding the goats. I found out that none of these creatures, although lesser than me, none of them have to sweat before they eat. But yet, the only one that Satan denatured, that changed my nature, so creation rebelled against me because he cannot recognize me again. The land that was supposed to give me supply, when he looks at me, he can't see what he was supposed to supply. So he says the earnest expectation of creature, they are waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. Only then will they start meeting your needs. You will come to a point, the Bible says, labor to enter that rest. There remaineth a rest. It's a life where you enter, that creation becomes subjected to your rebuke. The point where the way the ground produce for goats, produce for birds, it will produce for a son of God. Or you can labor, pursue many things, and die in the midst of your pursuits. And at the end, when it's all been said and done, all my labors would mean nothing. Only what I've done for God's reward will stand the test.